Hey everybody, this is Angela at Light of Day Organics, and I'm just finishing up a long day out here of just kind of weeding and cleaning up and making sure irrigation is in its spot and everybody's happy. But I wanted to just take a minute and show you what happens in the springtime, because a lot of people just can't fathom the idea of growing this tropical plant here in Michigan, but this is how we do it. Obviously we had to build these hoop houses, which are double insulated. They're inflated. The ceilings are inflated with 2 layers of plastic there. That helps quite a bit. And we use really nice hardwood here for the bases of them, because that's something you really got to think about with the snow built up on the side of them, because the snow in here goes up about 11-12 feet from the peak, which you can see it's pretty tall in here. It's about 19 feet tall. But so in the wintertime we have this major snow accumulation, like forming an igloo effect. But what we do to additionally insulate, because what you see are these exposed irrigation tubes here, and we don't cover those in the wintertime. So most places have their irrigation blown out in the wintertime, or you'd have a real mess with things freezing. But we figured out a system here to keep everybody happy. So what we did was we built this inner hoop with the PVC pipe, and then that rebar there to hold those in. And then we've got 2 different types of irrigation. We've got the drip irrigation, which is only on a couple times a week for 3 or 4 minutes, just to keep the tea plants, to keep everything from really drying out. And then we have these little spinner irrigation here that spits out some droplets, and the tea plants love that, because without them we found the tea plants would really desiccate and dry out and not do very well. So what we do before it starts to freeze in the wintertime is we put this really thick 9mm plastic over the top of these inner hoops, and these are up about 4.5 feet. I'm 5 feet too, so I still have to duck a little bit, so that's a little challenging. And then what happens is in the really high peak summertime, we exchange it for this black mesh tarp here. Yeah, so it's about 80% occluded from the light with that. And then additionally, we have a shade tarp up here, because tea plants really do like to begin their life, especially under the canopy of other trees. So some of the best tea plantations you'll see are just in a wooded area. It's pretty impressive. Anyway, so that's the plan here. I like to keep the pathways pretty wide, because I like to be able to come through with a wheelbarrow, and it's much easier with our pruning equipment and even with harvesting to have a little more room to work in here. And you can see these guys are just so happy. They're just doing so great. Really, really happy. Some of them are starting to bud out, but the majority of them just look like this. Just, real happy. A few new buds on here. You can see pruning marks. Yeah, the last tea we made from here was our tea twigs and flowers, which we were harvesting and still producing as of late November. So this is just one of our hoop houses. You can hear the really nice rain happening right now. All of these plants in here are the Sochi variety, which is the Russian variety that is supposed to be more cold tolerant, and they have, for the most part, done very, very well. I'm going to experiment with some Assamica variety plants. I went down to South Carolina and picked up about probably at least 1,500 new baby Assamica seedlings that I'm going to be potting up and having them live in pots for probably a couple years till they're well rooted, and then they'll go directly into the ground in one of the other hoop houses. So anyhow, just wanted to show you what happens here in the springtime and give you a little glimpse of how these guys fare in the wintertime. It's pretty impressive how well they do. All right, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me at Angela@lightofdayorganics.com. Thanks for watching.